Hello lads, I'm feeling a little bit worse for wear today, so for the intro we're going to throw it back to an old one which I feel, since the racing at Monaco, is quite appropriate.
Here comes the money!
Here we go!
What am I doing, man? Hi, I'm a shouty man! And the following is the entire 2021 Monaco GP in 4 minutes.
You guys ask me where to go, I don't know, just send my love, yeah.
Boys and girls, here we are at the most anticipated race of the year, Monaco. The track known for its exciting races and countless overtaking opportunities. And as usual, quality on Saturday was an interesting one. As Ferrari, right, get this, were quick.
How'd you fluke that one?
And it was shaping up to be a straight-up shootout between Max, Bottas and the Ferraris as we approach the end of Q3. But Leclerc robbed us all of that as he crashed into the wall with 16 seconds to go, bringing out the red flag and thus ending the session early. But Aiden, I hear you ask, who got pole then? Leclerc. I mean, they can't beat your time if you bring the red flag out. Big brain stuff there from the Monegasque. But yeah, Leclerc's on pole, Verstappen lining up in second, Sainz looking good in fourth, and Hamilton starts all the way down in seventh. But as always, the question is, will it stay that way? No, actually it won't. Since it turns out Charles sustained some significant damage from that crash, which Ferrari didn't find out until just before the race was about to start, and thus Charles won't even start his home Grand Prix. Mamma mia! True heartbreak for the young Monegasque, whose Monaco curse continues after having 2 DNFs in 2018 and 19, and now a DNS in 2021. But as they say, the show must go on, and with Verstappen now being the pole man, although he is still starting in the second place box, it's time to get racing here at Monaco as we have 5 red lights and away we go! Bottas gets away well with Verstappen blocks in as they charge into turn 1, yet there's no heroics in the Sanderbot from anyone, not even Mazepin. In fact, it's all quite tame as the field make their way around the streets of Monte Carlo for the first time, and us fans have plenty of time to take in the views of the circuit, since as per usual there isn't much in the form of overtakes around this track, except Schumacher passing Mazepin, but you know, that was always bound to happen. 40 minutes later now, we're on lap 30. I know I've skipped forward a little bit, but guess what? Nothing happened. Honestly, not even one overtake, I swear. Verstappen's just leading the way with Bottas behind him, you know, nothing's really going on. Hamilton now comes into the pits for his first pit stop, followed 1 lap later by second place Bottas, who has an issue. The Mercedes team are struggling, they can't get that front tyre off. Oh dear, something's broke here, lads. And now Bottas is out of the race. Porridge man's going to be throwing hands in the pit box.
You're a fucking ugly little mate, and if I ever see you, I'm going to fucking slit your fucking face wide open, yeah?
But I guess it's good to see the Mercedes are keeping up their tradition of messing up Bottas's pit stops. But as now, though, the rest of the field comes in for their stops, and the order begins to settle back down, Verstappen is still leading the way ahead of Sainz, Norris, Perez, Vettel, and Gasly, all ahead of Lewis Hamilton in 7th place. Hang on, did I read that right? Vettel's beating Hamilton. Fair play, Aston Martin. But as I'm saying this, F1 Twitter is going mental, as it currently looks like we're going to have Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris on the podium together. Who's ready to cry then? But don't worry, lads, we're going to have plenty of time to mentally prepare ourselves as we go straight back to single file racing around the Principality. And I know I usually keep these videos quite fun and, you know, upbeat, but I'll be honest with you lot, at this point, not much was going on. No overtakes, no strategy calls at this point. It was just sort of like driving around Monaco, which, although is very cool on its own, isn't really much to shout about. I'm sure we can all agree. But now, though, as we approach the final 10 laps of this race, we get teased with a little bit of potential action as Perez is closing down on Norris for 3rd place. Can the Mexican steal the final podium position off the young 21-year-old? Probably not, but I guess we'll see. Whilst meanwhile, Yuki sets a new lap record, which stands for an entire lap until Hamilton pits with fresh tyres, goes out there and sets his fastest lap in an attempt to salvage at least 1 extra point from this disappointing weekend. But back up front though, it's already all over as Max Verstappen crosses the line and wins at Monaco. Carlos Sainz comes home in 2nd, Lando Norris 3rd. Seb does a great job to hold into 5th place, and Hamilton comes home in a lonely 7th, meaning that Max now leads the Drivers' Championship and Red Bull take hold of the Constructors by a single point. I never thought I'd see the day, and even though there wasn't a single yellow flag thrown and only about 4 on-track overtakes throughout the race, it still wasn't an awful GP. The result was nice and mixed up, and we had some interesting strategies at play. But yeah, overall, much more relaxed than, say, an F1 2020 open lobby around Monaco. But yes, lads, that's it from me today. What can I say? It's Monaco. It's a sick track, an epic spectacle, but, you know, not much in terms of action. Baku is up next, though, in 2 weeks' time, so hopefully it can make up for lost shouting. But until then, I've been Aiden, this is MrAidenRule. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!